This video will be on building confidence in preparation for the Ultra Trail Snowdonia. So to start off, I'm going to introduce you to the term self-efficacy. You may not have heard of this before, but self-efficacy is having confidence for a specific skill. When you're training for an event like the Ultra Trail Snowdonia, it is better to build confidence specifically rather than just generally. It's important that you feel confident as it allows you to go into the event with a positive mindset and encourage you to have more positive emotions. This will make you feel better going into the race, however it can also help in points of the race where you may face some adversities. Having confidence can help you get through those tough parts as you have confidence in your ability that you can overcome the issues that come up. This is especially important for the Ultra Trail Snowdonia as you're completing an ultra endurance event. It is likely that there are many tough parts that will occur during the race. Okay, now have a think of what you're good at when it comes to long distance running. Pause this video and then answer this question on your task sheet. Jot some ideas down of what you think you are good at when it comes to long distance running. So now you've had to think about what you're good at, let's move on to how do we build confidence, in particular self-efficacy. So to build self-efficacy, there are 4 components: mastery experiences, vicarious experiences, verbal or social persuasion, and affective/physiological state. First is mastery experience. This involves us thinking back on our own past experiences. This is thought to be the best way to build self-efficacy, as you're reflecting on your own experiences. Therefore, it's a direct comparison of your ability, and you've already done all the hard work in previous events, so it's just about reflecting on those experiences. Looking at the task sheet, have a think of some past experiences where if you've completed a race before. Think about what you did to complete this race. Break the skills and components down that you needed to complete the race. Think about your past experiences where you've ran or maybe even walked, where you've travelled over a certain distance, where you've been travelling at an incline or for an extended period of time. These are all components of the Ultra Trail Snowdonia. Hopefully this will highlight to you that you have the past experiences to complete all the components of the race if you've never completed the race before. If you have completed the race before or a similar race, this should also build your confidence. By engaging in these experiences, hopefully you've drawn some attention to past experiences that you can reflect back on difficult points of the race as well as in preparation for the race. The next component is vicarious experience. This involves looking at experiences of people that have similar attributes to you, completing a similar event, in this case the Ultra Trail Snowdonia. This helps build self-efficacy as because they're similar to you, you think if they can do it, so can I. Therefore, you're able to estimate your own likelihood of achieving the same goal in completing the race. So if you look at the task sheet, there are some videos linked of people completing the Ultra Trail Snowdonia from last year. Choose at least one of the videos and try and choose someone either completing the same distance as you or the same age or gender. Watch the video to see what demands of the race there are and see how do they cope with it and what can you do to cope with the same demands in the race. Next is verbal or social persuasion. This occurs when someone who you trust or value expresses encouragement or support towards you. This could be someone at HP3, such as a coach, a physio, or even a sports psychologist. If a member of the coaching staff is giving you positive feedback, then listen to them and reflect back on that feedback. For this element, you do not always have to rely on others, which is why it can also be called verbal persuasion, as one of the ways of building self-efficacy is by engaging in self-talk. You can encourage and even praise yourself to build your confidence, as you know how hard you've worked and how much training you've put in. So this is evidence to challenge those adversities that come up and then you can overcome them. Some examples of self-talk that can help build confidence can be, this is nothing new, you have done this all before, you have trained for this and you are prepared. This is very much linked to past experiences, as in the race you can reflect back on the experiences and use self-talk to reinforce your confidence. Take this moment to think of some examples you could tell yourself when adversity comes up. It might be worth linking this back to past experiences. So finally, the last is affective and physiological states. This is about how you feel and interpret the event or situation. To feel confident, it is better to feel positive emotions towards the event. This doesn't have to mean you have to be positive all the time, as that would be unrealistic for an ultra event. You'll be aware that one main emotional/physiological state that will come up is probably pain. To build up our confidence around this, it is being aware of the race demands that elicit different types of emotions that will come up, and planning what you might do to alleviate them. If you have a plan, then you may feel more confident overcoming these negative emotions that will arise. Also, looking into how you perceive pain can be really important. Some examples taken from ultra runners are that pain only hurts. It's short term and it only hurts. Once we accept this, then we can see it as more adaptive. But also knowing that it is going to occur, and if it does, this means you're working hard. Try to remember these when you go into your next race. So hopefully after this video, you're aware of some ways you can build your confidence. But remember, confidence will and can fluctuate. So even after setbacks, try to reflect on what you can learn so that you can bring it into the next race so you don't make the same mistake twice.